So today is going to be mastering cut, copy, and paste for both iPhones and Androids. And we're going to do it step by step, right? So we're going to first learn how to copy. I'm going to show iPhones how to copy. I'm going to show Androids how to copy. And then we're going to move on to paste, right? So we're not going to do everything all together at one time. We're going to take it step by step, take it slowly so we don't get confused. I do want you to have your phone in your hand if you do want to, do it with me, unless you can always just follow along and listen today. But it is going to be a very hands-on presentation. So if you do have your cell phone in your hand, then take it out so we can practice together. So if you have an iPhone today, I want you to get on your iPhone and I want you to do three things, right? So at the bottom of the screen, you can see apps to practice with, right? So we're going to practice today. So I want everyone to find somewhere there's going to be text on the screen to copy. So you can either go to your email and click on any email so we can just copy it. You can go to Safari and click on any text that you have on the screen on the internet. But I want you to choose one of those apps. I don't want you to go into text messages because that's a different way to copy, which I will show later today. But I do want you to go to either an email or to the internet online so we can copy something and practice that way. I don't want you to go to YouTube or anything like that because we can't copy text that way either. It has to be either in an email or like a news article. It has to be something like that. And once we do find an email, right, I put at the bottom of the screen apps that you can look for to copy. Once we find either an email or a website, it says at the top to copy text, double tap with one finger until
Where
the
is the
first.
app?
So the apps are already downloaded on your phone. If you don't have the Mail app or if you don't have Safari, just watch along today.
Oh, so no, I have Safari and I have the mail. I clicked the mail and I opened up an email.
Right. So there's text on the screen, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you're there. So
I thought I have to go back and look for one of these things from the bottom. Okay.
So any time you see text on the screen, right, you can copy it. So with one finger, you're going to double tap on any word that's on the screen. You can double tap. If that's not working, you want to hold down on the word. So right here, I have an example of someone on the internet reading a news article, and they want to copy the word many. So with their finger, they either double tapped on the word or they pressed on the screen where the word many was. And when that happens, the word should become highlighted and you get an option just like that on the screen that says copy. It does take practice to do this. It's not going to come quickly, so don't, get frustrated if you can't do it. But you want to make sure only one finger is touching the screen, right? So some people, they may have two fingers that are touching the screen, and that also interferes with copying something. So make sure you're only using one finger to tap on the screen, and you're either going to long press on a word or double tap on that word. And the word should become highlighted in blue. And it's any word, right? We're just practicing today. So you don't have to like find something specific. Just any text that's on the screen, I want you to practice doing this. Does anybody have any questions on that? So as if everyone did found text and they double tapped or they long pressed on the word, you should get at the top something that says copy, right? And I also have it on the screen here with a red arrow that says copy. Once we tap on the word copy, that's it. It's set in, right? There's no other steps after that. Once you copy the word, your phone is ready to paste it to someone or to an email, in a text message, in a Google search. Whenever you tap copy, your phone saves whatever that you copied, whether it was a sentence, whether it was a word, and it's ready to be pasted now. But I said that we're going to do a step by step. So right now, all I want everyone to do is just copy a word and hit the word copy. And then when we move on to the next slides, we're going to paste whichever word today that you copied on your screen. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, so we copied a word for iPhones, and now we're going to do the same with those that have Android phones on the call. Today, if you have an Android phone, Samsung phone, I also want you to do the same thing that we did with the iPhones. I want you to either go to your Google, like a news article. I want you to go to your email. Either of those things are fine. And I also want you to find a word and we're going to copy it. So you can go to any of these apps here. I'm going to circle it, right? You could go to the Gmail app, or you could go to where it says Google for G on your phone. And we're going to find a word to copy together. Once we go to either the Google app or the Gmail app and we find something to copy, we're going to long press down on the text that we want to copy. And we should get something that says either copy or select all. Either of those two are fine. That should make the sentence or the word highlighted in blue. So you're gonna long press on the word and you should get options like this on the screen that says copy, or it's going to say the word select all. Depending on the Android or Samsung phone that you have, there's two options. So some may have copy, some may have select all. Once you did find that, your screen should look like this, right? So for Android phones, it's going to look something like this, like the whole sentence gets in blue or the word is in blue, and you have kind of like teardrops next to it. I call these blue circles teardrops. So if you see here on the screen, if you made it this far and you were able to copy, you're on the right track. It means that you have copied something. So make sure you click on the word copy so we're ready to paste it in the next slide. If the whole sentence is highlighted for those that have Samsung Android phones, that is perfectly fine as well. If you wanted to just copy only one word, you would have to drag your finger touching on one of those teardrops. So you could see on the screen, we have two blue teardrops. If I only wanted to copy hi everyone, I would drag the blue teardrop to where it says hi everyone. Any questions from Android, Samsung phones? So now that we were able to copy something, right, it's time to actually paste that text somewhere. But sometimes we want to, of course, copy more than one word, right? So if we want to highlight more than one word, we have to drag those teardrops or those little circles at the end of the highlighted text. So here on the screen, right? If we just wanted to copy many, we just copy many. But some people want to copy either sentences or paragraphs. So with your finger, you have to drag that circle to the right or up and down so the whole paragraph becomes copied and becomes highlighted in blue text. You could copy the whole page if you wanted to. Once again, to paste something, you could paste a message anywhere, right? On any blank space on your phone. So for example, if you were typing a brand new email, you could paste it right here in a brand new email message. You could paste it when you're about to send a text message to someone. Any of those apps, you could paste it in a Google search. So let's say you were searching for something on Google, you could paste it in there. Anywhere where there's blank space, you can paste a text on your phone. So on the screen here, I'm just using an email as an example. I'm starting a brand new email and I want to put something in the body of the email. So I even have an arrow pointing on the screen. So all I would have to do is lightly press down right there where the arrow is, right under the subject. And I should get an option that says something like this, paste. And anything that I copied should now be pasted on the screen. So you can practice using your email. You can practice, like if you were sending a text message to someone, you could practice that way. You can practice if you were searching something like on the internet. Anywhere where you're ready to type something, you could paste it by just anytime you copy something, right? That's going to be saved in your phone until you copy something brand new, right? So let's say today you copied a paragraph from an email for practice, right? Tomorrow, when you try to, if you accidentally press paste, that paragraph that you copied today for today's class might be pasted again. But that's okay, right? So even though it accidentally gets pasted, right, we can always delete it. It's not gonna send, right? We can always hit the X on our keyboard to delete it. But your phone is constantly saving things that you copied because it's ready now for it to be pasted. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, I do. I think I made a mistake. I have the iPhone. I just highlighted the first word originally, as you told us to.
Mhm.
And then when you went to the other part of dragging it, I highlighted the whole paragraph.
Okay.
So now when I went to paste and I tapped, I just see the first word of the paragraph. I don't see the whole paragraph.
Okay, so when you highlighted the whole entire paragraph, Sandy, you have to hit copy again at the top when you highlighted the whole paragraph.
I see.
So at the moment, your phone only saved the first word.
Right, okay, thank you.
So anytime for anyone here on the call, if you want to save a whole paragraph or even multiple paragraphs, just make sure you hit copy after you highlight that whole entire page. Or for Android, it is also the same thing. The rules have not changed. So if you were listening along, it's the same thing. So once again, for those that have Android, if you copied something today, you can as well go to your text messages. Like if you're going to send a text message to someone, you can go to an email. Like if you're making a brand new email, you can even go to Google. Like if you're going to search for something, and it should be the same thing. You lightly press down on the screen where it says, message, to send a message to someone, or in the email in the body of the paragraph, and you should get something just like this where it says paste, and whatever you copied today should be pasted on the screen. Any questions on these rules?
I sometimes can't get like a one word, like a small copy, like, when you need to get a number for Zoom, let's say, and you just got to get the little word. How do you do it so you just get one word? Just tap very gently, or is there?
Do you mean like does everything get highlighted on your phone?
Right. It gets all right.
Okay, if everything on your phone gets highlighted, Alicia, where you see the teardrops, like this, that you see that little blue,
Yeah.
that's what I call a teardrop.
Okay.
Whenever you see that, I want you to drag it with your finger to the word that you actually want. You
Okay.
can move those teardrops to wherever you want, so only the specific sentence or number that you want to copy gets copied.
Okay. So that's it. Instead of doing, just use that teardrop. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. That's good for everybody.
Okay, so now that we know how to copy and paste regular text on our screen, now we're also going to go over copying website links, and then we're going to go over how to copy text messages. That's why I wanted us to practice with email and just text on websites, because now copying different things like links, website links. So for example, Amazon.com, that's what I mean by a link. Google.com, Chase.com, those are all website links. Though that's going to be a difference than how we copied, how I just showed you a few minutes ago. So these are brand new rules. So for example, once again, I have here on the screen, right, the app that I want you to go on. So this is the Safari app. It's on everyone's iPhone. And then I'm going to go over, of course, with Android and Samsung. So I have on the screen how it looks like. Safari is the internet, right? So if you're an iPhone user, people use Safari to, search for something on the internet, or some people still use Google. But if you have Google too, that's fine too. You could go on Google on your phone right now. If you just use Safari, just go on Safari with me. So once we're all there.
Can I just ask a question before you go continue?
Yes, Sandy.
Back on the email that I went to where we highlighted, I went back to it now and it's still highlighted. Is there what is supposed to stay that way, or we just take it off?
If it's still highlighted, you just tap anywhere else on the screen and the highlight goes away. Just type tap anywhere else where it's not highlighted and it goes away.
Thank you.
We want to go to either Google or Safari. And when we go into it, some people may already, go on the internet and search for things. Some people may have nothing on the screen, right? For some people, it's probably going to be blank. There's probably going to be no website that they're on. And if we all are in the Safari app or the Google app, we're going to look at the bottom of our screens. Some people may actually already be inside of a website. How do you know you're in a website? At the bottom of the screen, it's going to say either something.org, something.com, Amazon.com. It's going to say something.com or .org. If you don't see that at the bottom of the screen, that means that you're not inside of a website, right? But that's perfectly fine if you don't see anything at the bottom of the screen. As practice, you could just use Amazon as an example, right? You can type at the bottom of your screen. So if you see here on the screen, what I mean by the bottom is right here where the arrow's pointing. you can type in Amazon.com because that's just like the fastest thing that everyone can type together. And that is actually going to take you into a website. If you already have a website that you were in, then you're perfectly fine. Just stay there.
I have it above the keyboard. Am I in a Google search?
Do you have on the keyboard the word go?
Yes.
Then you have to go to actually be inside of the website. You just typed it. You didn't actually go inside of it.
Um,
Why do we copy links? Well, because sometimes we can't really copy a whole entire website to send a friend or family member, right? Some websites have pictures and all these flyers and stuff, and we can't copy that to a friend or family member. So instead, we have to just copy the website link and send them that website. So with our finger, we're going to press down on the link until we see the screen kind of lift up. With just like this. So with our finger, we press down on the screen, and now we should see a new menu that says copy, voice search, and maybe it also says paste. So that's just one way to do it. Another way to do it is, which is an even faster way for iPhones, and I'm also going to show with Androids, of course. Another thing that we can do instead of holding it down and hitting copy is actually clicking on the, hold on, let me just clear this. Is actually clicking on that square with the arrow pointing up. It's the middle icon at the bottom of the screen. It's a square with an arrow facing forward. And when we tap on that icon, we get a screen that shows us who we want to send it to right away. It may give us options of who to send it to as a text message. It may give us an option to send it as an email. We could also add it as a bookmark, add it as a favorite. But this is even a faster way to send somebody a link. Does anybody have any questions on that?
I do. I'm
You just
sorry,
say
I'm
that
holding
again.
people up. I can't get into a website. I keep getting the line to type in above a keyboard.
So you have to type a website. So did you type Amazon.com? Sandy?
Okay, I'll do that now.
Any other questions?
Wait, we're just talking about highlighting the link and sending it to somebody. That's what, right?
That's
I'm-
what that is, yes. But this was an iPhone. You have an iPhone, right, Alicia?
Right.
Yeah, so I said that we press down on the link and we hit copy, right?
Yeah.
Or I said if we don't want to do it that way, which is a faster way, we can hit that square with the arrow facing forward. It's the middle button all the way at the bottom of the screen, right under the website link.
Okay.
You could also see it. I have a red arrow pointing at it on the screen with the PowerPoint.
Let me go back to look at you because I have all these tabs open in
Oh,
my.
I see. It's because you're using your phone, right, Alicia?
And
Could you
my
repeat that when
Safari has 406 tabs open. I didn't know that you can't use Safari without closing all your tabs, right?
Yeah, you have too many tabs open.
Yeah. I didn't know.
But yeah, if you look at the PowerPoint, Alicia, and you see the red arrow on the screen,
Okay.
that's the other thing that you can click on to send the link faster to someone. You have a question, Sandy?
Yes, I just got into
Yeah, I see it.
Amazon.com. I'm at the website.
Okay, so with your finger, you could just hold down on the link at the bottom of the screen, and then it's going to lift up and it's going to say the word copy. And I have it on the screen so you can see the PowerPoint.
No, it doesn't. It went right back to the very beginning where it says the website, and it's on the same page with the keyboard. And above that, it says.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're tapping on it. You're not long holding and pressing on it. To long press down on it. Okay, any other questions for iPhones before we move on to Android? Okay, so those that have Android phones, Samsung phones, I have on the screen here the Google app that you should use. You can go to G for Google, or you can go to Google Chrome, which is on the screen right now. Doesn't really matter which one you use. Just go to either of those Google apps. So when we go into the Google app, all the way at the top of our screen should have a website link. It should be at the top or it could be at the bottom. For everyone that's using Google, it's probably just going to say at the top, google.com, or it's probably going to say at the bottom, google.com. Unless you were already searching for something previously before the Zoom call, then it's going to be on whatever website that you were on. Maybe you were reading a news article or something like that. But if not, it'll just say google.com. Once we locate where that link is, whether it's at the bottom of the screen or at the top of the screen, we're gonna just tap on it with our finger. We're not gonna lightly press down on it. We're not gonna hold it for 5-10 seconds. We're just gonna tap on it with our finger. And when we tap on it with our finger, we should get an icon that looks like kind of like a square. I have a red arrow pointing at it. It's like a square box. That means to copy. And that is how we copy the website link. So we could paste it and send it to a friend. For those that have Androids, were you able to find that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So if we're still on this screen, if you still haven't left yet, some people also have these 3 kind of circle dots right next to the square. So you see on the screen right here where the red arrow's pointing, there's the square box in the middle. Then right to the left of it is like 3 kind of, I don't really know what to call that, but there's like 3 dots, and then there's a pencil on the right-hand side. The one that has the 3 dots is how we also can send our link faster through a text message or an email. So if you just, trial and error and click on those 3 dots for me, you're going to see that your phone is going to ask you to send it to someone in a text message or send it to someone in an email. So that's basically like the faster way to sending someone a link instead of just copying it and pasting it. Any final questions on website links before we move on to text messages? Okay. So the last thing that we're going to go over in copying and pasting is copying and pasting text messages. So we went over how to copy regular text. We went over how to copy website links. And now it's time to copy a text message. So this is the green bubble app for text messaging with a family member or friend. This is on everyone's iPhone. So we're all going to go to this app on the screen. Once we find this app, we're going to either click on any conversation with a friend or family member that we have done. If you do not have any conversations with any family members or friends, then just follow along today, because you're not going to be able to copy anything if you don't have any messages with friends or family members. So once we find a conversation with someone, we're going to longly press on one of the messages until it kind of pops up from the screen. We're going to see the word copy. So any text message that somebody sent us or we sent to them, we're gonna hold it down until it lifts up from the screen and we see the word copy. Does anybody have any questions on that? Also, when you do hold down on a text, you're going to get a bunch of other things like a heart, a thumbs up, a thumbs down,
Yes,
laughing. Yes.
Yeah.
That's just, another feature with iPhone. Like you could heart a message or laugh at a message or question mark a text message. All of that happens when you hold down on a message. You get all those options, including copy.
I didn't get copy. I got pinned, marked as unread, or hide alerts.
What you're doing right now is holding down on a person. You have to actually go inside of the conversation and hold down on an actual text. So
Oh,
you see
okay.
here on the screen, they're actually inside of the conversation.
I got it. Yes. And then you hit copy.
Correct. So once we hit copy, you can see right there on the screen, if you wanted to paste it all the way at the bottom where it says iMessage, you just lightly tap, and you should get the word paste. And whatever you copy right now should get pasted right there at the bottom of the screen.
What does that check mark in the circle mean next to the text message?
You said a check mark. Is it on the PowerPoint you see, or is it in your phone?
No. In the text messages, when I hit the text message, a circle with a check comes on. I wonder what that means.
A circle with a check.
On the left-hand side. The little circles next to the text messages, and when I hit it,
yeah, that's you're about to delete the text message. When it has a circle with a check,
yeah,
there's a garbage can at the bottom of the screen. That's to delete the text message.
oh,
You were pressing on it for too long, and you must have hit the word more, and then that makes it delete the text messages, Alicia.
got ya. Great.
Tabitha, when I hit the copy, it just goes right back to the same text message.
Yeah, because now your phone has copied it, so now it's ready for it to be pasted.
Oh, but I don't see any other choices. Again, I see the keyboard.
All right, so once you copy something, you have to go where it says iMessage. Do you see that at the bottom where the keyboard is? Right at the top it says iMessage.
No.
All the way at the bottom, at the PowerPoint, it's zoomed in where it says iMessage. The second picture on the screen in the PowerPoint. Do you see now? Look at your text messages. Do you see that? Is it the same like on your phone?
I have the circle for the photo and the A.
So, Sandy, you have to be inside of a conversation with a friend or family member. Are you inside of a conversation with a
Yes,
friend or
and I
family
hit
member?
copy. Mhm.
Okay, so when it's time to paste, at the bottom of the screen, when you're ready to send somebody a new text message,
Yes,
you're gonna just tap on the blank space and then it should say paste.
okay, got it, thank you.
Okay, so for those that have Android phones, Samsung, now it's these phones, I want you to go to your text messaging app. So your text messaging app may look like one of these two here on the screen. So I want you to find this app on your phone for those that have Android Samsungs. Once we get to a text message and we click on these apps, same thing, I want you to find a conversation with a friend or family member and actually tap on that conversation. So you're actually reading the messages with them. Those that have Android phones, you're going to see two things. Some people have the word copy text and some people are not going to see that. So I'm going to break this part into two slides. So when you are in your text messages with someone and you're ready to copy it, you're going to press down on the text message. Some people, it is going to say copy text. And all you have to do is just click on where it says copy text, right? However, some people don't have that option because I did it here at the center. So if your phone does not say copy text, all you're going to do is find this symbol at the top of your screen. It's like a square symbol. That should be at the top of the screen when you hold down on the text. Some Android phones have this, some Android phones don't, but I'm just going to go over both in case anyone here on the call has this version. But you're only going to see this symbol, the square symbol, after you pressed down on the text. So you have to hold down on the text you want to copy to get that square symbol at the top. So let's say another friend of yours sends you a message and you want to share that message to another friend. All you have to do is paste it like if you are ready to send a text message to someone. Any questions from Android, Samsung phones? Is there any other last questions from anyone on the call today about anything that we went over?
Yes, can I just double check with you on the iPhone? You hit paste on the new text
Uh-huh.
and then
Yes.
you're going to send it to somebody else? I hit paste and there
Right.
it is, the message again, the same message that I copied.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna send it to somebody?
Yes. That's eventually, yes. Of course you wouldn't send whatever you did today because it was just practice. But in the
Right.
future, right, you copy something to send it to a different
Oh.
friend or the same friend, doesn't matter. But yes, that's how it would work. At the ending,
Right.
you hit the little blue arrow to send.
Okay, but right now I'm looking at the regular message and the same message copied. How do we
Right.
get out of that?
You could just hit X on the keyboard to delete what you pasted.
Oh, I see, okay.
Any final questions from anything that we went over today?
Yes, this is about messaging in the iPhone. When I hit it, it says more and more doesn't open. It says copy, translate, and then more. but more doesn't open. What does more do?
More was when you were able to give it a check mark with the circle that you were telling me about.
Oh, that's all it's for? Okay,
That's what more is.
for deleting.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And it's just 2 taps, but I should tap on the words, but when I tap on the words, it just gives me the check mark. Sometimes it doesn't work.
Okay, so when you have to lightly press down on the text to get the copy. Don't click on more, because when you click on more, that's when you're gonna delete it.
Right now it's not opening, but I'm sure it will at another time. It's just moody. But I should click on the text, not in between. Right?
No, you
When-
should
when I-
no. You always have to click on the actual text.
Okay,
If you click in between, nothing's gonna happen.
got ya. Little pointers like that are wonderful.
Mhm. Any other last questions from today about anything else?